I'm Lisa Jacobson from Club31Women.com. I'm also the author of 100 Ways to Love Your Husband, and my husband has written the companion book, 100 Ways to Love Your Wife. And both of us enjoy talking about marriage, and even better yet, we enjoy being married. We've been married for almost 24 years now, and everything I'm going to be sharing with you over this course on marriage are things that we ourselves have learned along the way that we try to practice and put in our own marriage. It's not just something I've read in a book somewhere, but these are things that we walk out and seek to try to do every day in our marriage. And a lot of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you are things that I wish someone would have shared with me when I first got married. Things that help make a better marriage, make it richer, closer. So we're going to be talking about things like communication and respect and friendship. So in case you're thinking, well, these two probably just have always loved each other and they had it easy. They never had anything going against them. And so, of course, they make marriage look easy. But just so you know, it's not really like that. We actually had plenty of our own stuff to overcome. In fact, just to give you a sense of it, I'll tell you how our marriage started on our very first wedding day. We were married at the Rhododendron Gardens in Portland, Oregon on a beautiful September day. And we woke up that morning and it was raining, but we had an outdoor wedding. So we just prayed to God that the rain would stop. And sure enough, about an hour before our wedding ceremony, the rain stopped and the sun came out and the rest of the day was just gorgeous. It was a beautiful day. And after our wedding ceremony, people were all mingling about at the reception and they were talking and commenting on the wedding and the couple and all those kinds of things. And as I was in a small group talking with a few people, there was another small group of people talking kind of right behind me. And one of those people was the pastor of the church I was raised in. And I overheard him say to the group of friends, well, those two are going to wake up hating each other. And I was so horrified to hear this. I realized that marriage was going to be hard. I don't think I was naive about the investment that it takes and the sacrifice that it takes. But the thought of waking up and hating this man that I had just pledged the rest of my life to, or even worse, the thought of him hating me just filled me with horror. And it took me quite a while to get over that. It felt like almost like a prediction, and a prophecy at a time where I felt like I needed hope and I needed encouragement and I needed to know that we could learn to love each other in a deep and meaningful way. Thankfully, like a lot of things in life, God used it for the good. And when my husband and I talked about it later over our honeymoon and even in the weeks and months ahead of time, we decided that instead of waking up hating each other, we were determined to wake up loving each other, whatever that took. And so in many ways, looking back, I'm actually grateful that I overheard that remark because it made me all the more, I think, serious and determined to have a beautiful, loving marriage. Not that we never argue, not that we don't have times of conflict or tension, but the hallmark of our marriage is loving commitment. And that's the same kind of marriage that I hope for you and the kind of marriage that we're going to be talking about over the next few lessons. So what are you going to get out of this course? I'm going to tell you. You're going to get honesty. So I'm not going to just paint a pretty picture. I'm not going to just tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to be as genuine and authentic and straightforward as I can be with you. And you're also going to get encouraging and practical advice. I think sometimes we hear a lot of really good things, like maybe you see like a image that comes on your Facebook page and you're like something like, oh, we're just going to love each other forever. And you go, yeah, that's it. That's what I want. But then again, how does that look day to day? How does that look when I wake up in the morning? How does that look when we go to bed at night? Those are some of the things that I'm going to hopefully share with you, some practical ways that you can deal with tension, some practical ways that you can communicate and show love to one another. The other thing you're going to get from me is biblical advice, because I believe that God designed marriage and that what you need for a great marriage is in the Bible. So I don't know where you're coming from, but I hope that you're ready and receptive to see what God has for you in your marriage in his book, the Bible.